welcome back to Heretic Wargaming. Sorry if you guys can hear that, that is the dishwasher running. So today we are coming from Casa de my house, and we are playing a Khorne vs. Nurgle game, and I'm waiting on my opponent, Chris, aka Luvarius, from the Discord channel to show up. So that being said, let's go ahead and cover the forces of Khorne for today. So this list should look familiar. I've not changed anything from the last time I have ran it. And so this is a Mono-Khorne list. It is a Demon's Patrol along with a World Eaters Battalion Detachment. So we'll go ahead and start with the World Eaters. So for the World Eaters Battalion Detachment, starting from the right, we've got 3 troop units of Berserkers. We do have the Icon of Wrath on each squad. One dude in here does not actually have his chain axe because I was 1 point over. And we have a powerfist in every unit along with 3 Rhinos. Nice, simple units of 8 because Khorne. We've got 2 Heldrakes with the Bale Flamers, really good distraction units, and 9 Bikers of the World Eaters. We do have 3 plasma guns, so 2 are plasma guns, 1 is a combi plasma, which is on the champion. The champion does have a power fist, and then everybody has chainswords. So what ends up happening is because the combi, the plasma actually goes on the guy and does not replace the plasma, I believe, or I'll have to double check that. But yeah, so we have a lot of bolters, because then I might actually have the points to put a chain axe back on the dude over there. Over here, this is our HQ squad. Oh, and we have 2 units of 10 cultists just to do objectives. So we do have a Chaos Lord, we have a Master of Executions, and we have a Exalted Champion. So the Exalted Champion has a Power Fist. He is my warlord. He has the Violent Urgency warlord trait, which gives +1 to charges and advances for World Eaters units within 6 inches of him. The World Eaters Chaos Lord, he has a bolter and a chain axe, and that chain axe has been upgraded to the Gorefather relic. And then obviously Master of Executions, because they are very good as World Eaters with 8 attacks when they charge in. Over here, we have a ton of Bloodletters. We actually have 30 Bloodletters. I just kind of piled them up here. I do spend 1 CP for the improved banner. And then, yeah, we have a Master of a Bloodmaster with the Crimson Crown, which I do spend 1 CP to do as well. And so we start with 5 CP in the beginning of the game, because I do deep strike these. So I already just calculate the 3 CP in there. And then usually I spend 1 CP for one of these 2 cultist blobs to come in from the side of the board. So we will wait for Chris, and we will see what he brought for today's match. Alright, here we are with Chris. Hi, Chris.
Hey, how's it going?
There's Luvarius, and he's talking to his army. So what did you bring today, sir?
Okay, I have a Lord of Contagion. He's got resilient, I'm sorry. My army's Poxmongers, surprise.
Poxmongers.
He's got the Ironclot Furnace and Plague Reaper. Also have a Malignant Plaguecaster with Putrescent Vitality. Then I have a Chaos Lord here with a Bell Sword, and he has the bolt pistol. I'm kind of, it's not really. Sorry about that, but he has. I've spent the command point for 2 command points for Contaminated Monstrosity. That's 1 command point, and then he's Plague Chosen.
Yep.
My troop choices are: I've got a couple of Plague Marine squads here, 2 with flails. And this is kind of WYSIWYG here. He's got the Power Fist, 2 plasma guns, and some bolt guns. And then the other squad over here has the same kind of setup, except no plasma guns over here, and it's a 5-man squad.
Okay.
I've got 2 units of Poxwalkers here, 10 count. Then I have, moving on to some characters, I've got 2 Foul Blight Spawn. I've got 1 of the Biologist Putrefiers. And then 2 vehicles, I have a Rhino, 3 Mephitic Blight Haulers, 2 Plague Burst Crawlers with Plague Spitters, and then I have a Deredeo Dreadnought with Butcher Cannons. I also spent the command points for Contaminated Monstrosity, and it has the Greater Havoc Launcher and the Twin Bolters.
Nice. You got 2 Foul Blight Spawns too, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Did we cover this?
One's here, one's here.
All right. Heck yeah.
2,000. It's right. It's 1,999 points.
Woo! 2,000 points versus 1,999. Khorne versus Nurgle. All right, so we will be back after deployment. All right, so we are deployed. Chris is counting out his dice. So on the side of Khorne, we'll start over here. So I've got this Heldrake back here behind these ruins, all obscured like. We've got this one out in the open, just kind of hanging out. Behind these boxes right here, so you guys can see. So the way we count the boxes, at least in the household, is that these little gaps in the middle don't count. But so you can hide like a rhino or a pikebush crawler or something behind the boxes and not be able to be seen. So I've got one rhino right back here along with my 10 cultists. We've got all the bikers just hiding behind their little bit here. We've got one rhino here, but you gotta put the character on top of that one. We've got this rhino right here hiding behind this ruin right here. And I think that's it. Yeah, that's it for my side. And then over on Chris's side, so he has his rhino strategically hidden behind there, and that's the one full of all the characters in the big squad. He's got 10 poxwalkers next to his Daradio. He's got 2 plague burst crawlers right there. In the middle, there's 10 poxwalkers you can't see, along with his Lord of Contagion. He's got his smaller unit of plague marines right there, along with his mephitic blight haulers hiding. So yet again, another house rule. We don't actually count these gaps here, so you can actually hide behind the buildings. Oops, I bumped the building. You can hide behind the buildings, and basically it's like a footprint, more or less. Yeah. And yet again, this is something that I discuss with everyone. Always define your terrain. Talk to your opponents. Be like, hey, this is how I'm counting this. That way everybody's on the same page and you guys aren't like, well, you said this, or this is how the rules say it. So hate those debates. But did you get your dice counted?
Yep.
All right. So we got to roll off to see who wants to pick first. I got a 6.
Oh, no.
Wow, that was like the third 6 in a row. He got a 5. I'm going to take first just because I want to bum rush.
What a surprise.
I know, it's Khorne. Blood for the blood god. Anyways, there's going to be much blood for the blood god. Oh, I forgot to cover our secondaries. So I took Assassinate, Line Breaker, and Scramblers. And then Chris, he took Bring It Down, While We Stand We Fight, which that is the 2 Plague Burst Crawlers and the Daradio Dreadnought. And banners. So he's going to be placing banners around. So we will come back after Khorne's turn 1. How many wins I get to roll? So at the end of World Eater's turn 1, or Khorne turn 1, I've advanced all the rhinos over to this flank, moved the bikers up this way. These guys have placed scramblers for their turn. One Heldrake went that way, flamered one Poxwalker out. This one went over this way, in between plasma guns, flamer, all that stuff, killed 3 plague marines there in the middle. Then that one charged, was able to engage both the foul or the malignant plaguecaster and the PBC. And then this one right here charged and engaged the Daradio Dreadnought and the Plague Burst Crawler. He did Overwatch with the Daradio, ended up doing nothing. Bad dice. But yeah, I mean, that's about it. He's going to roll to see how many he's going to actually swing back with his tanks because he forgot to roll that. So for my turn, I just did Scramblers once and got Linebreaker because the 2 Heldrakes are over there. So we'll come back at the end of Death Guard's turn 1. All right, so... Oh. We're recording now. Alright, so at the end of Death Guard's turn 1, so Chris has basically, he fell back with his Daradio Dreadnought over there, his Poxwalkers and this Rhino have advanced up this way. That guy has smoke, that's what that dice is. Over here, he fell back from the Heldrake and used 1 CP to go ahead and shoot that Plague Burst Crawler. He picked up 2 Cultists in the back and did a few damage on the Drake. He did charge with the Lord of Contagion, flubbed it. I actually made my 1 save there, and actually that Lord of Contagion is at 2 wounds left. 2 wounds left. The Poxwalkers are hanging out on their objective that they dropped a banner. That PBC shot into the Heldrake, and then he got charged by the 2 Plague Marines. They flubbed their rolls, only ended up doing 2 damage, and then the Flamer took a bunch of damage off of him, so he's down to 4 wounds left. Now over here, the Foul Blight Spawn one-shotted that Rhino, just completely wiped it off the board. No problems there. And then over here, the 3 Mephitic Blight Haulers, along with some random shots. Oh no, they had to charge. Ended up killing this Rhino. My dudes fell out. 2 died in the falling out, and another 1 died due to one of these Mephitic Blight Haulers exploding. We did swing back. I used 2 CP. He made a bunch of saves, and so he's left with 2 left, 1 with 1 wound on it. So, and that is it. I think. Did I miss anything? I don't think I missed anything. So at the beginning of my turn, I only hold 2 objectives. So for this one, you have to hold 3 to get the 10 points. So I only get 5 points. And Chris did get 4 points for his Bring It Down for killing 2 Rhinos. So we'll move to Khorne's turn, and we'll see how much blood I can spill. Be right back. All right, so the end of turn 2 for Khorne. So, yeah, Death Guard, they don't want to die. So we went over there with some Berserkers, spent the last of my CP, just barely killed a Plague Burst Crawler, didn't blow up. The 2 Heldrakes are still standing. I did Flamer 1 Plague Burning over here and did another damage to the Lord of Contagion right there. Beyond that, so all the shooting from the bikes did not kill the Blight Spawn. He made tons of saves. Ended up leaving him with 1 wound, and then he ended up flamering me back and killing 4 bikes. Over here, I was not able to even kill 1 more Blight Spawn because they're -1 to hit when you're in close combat with them. So the Berserkers just basically did like 5 wounds to 1. Yeah, I'm bouncing really, really hard over here. And then beyond that, that's all we did. So I did get 4 points for Linebreaker, 3 points for Assassination because I did kill a character finally. And so at the beginning of Chris's turn, he gets 5 points for his prime. Oh, that is not the primary. For his primary because he only holds that objective and that objective. So we will move on to Death Guard's turn 2. So the end of Death Guard's turn 2. Chris basically moved over his Plague Burst Crawler, his Daradio over this way. He's moved his Rhino full of dudes up here to control this objective. Shot the Daradio over here, ended up killing 2 bikers out of the squad there. Bad wound rolls, actually. That's what caused that. He hit almost all of them, but he only wounded like once or twice. Over here, he killed the Heldrake, and then my Berserkers ended up killing the last Plague Marine there, and then the Poxwalkers, I think they've killed 4 or 5 of them out of there. This noodle fight keeps going on, so the Lord of Contagion and the Heldrake are still just kind of fighting each other. And then over here, his Malignant Blight Haulers, the Blight Haulers, actually killed 4 Berserkers out of the squad, and I killed 1 Hauler back. These things are really annoying to try to fight in close combat. And yeah, I think that was about it. Oh yeah, I have 1 cultist hiding in the back here. He's totally dead next turn. But so at the end of that turn, Chris ends up getting 3 more Bring It Down points. He got 1 point for his single banner in the back. At the beginning of my turn, though, now I hold 3 to his 3. So that was actually a good play by Chris, because had he was talking about moving the Rhino over that way. If he had done that, I would have ended up getting 15. So he did deny me 5 that way. And so I end up getting only 10 points for my primary. And so we will move on to Death Guard, or Khorne. I'm not playing Death Guard this time. I'm playing Khorne. Khorne's turn 3. Alrighty, so Khorne. Khorne turn 3. Things have definitely swung the other way. So went ahead and charged this last unit of Berserkers that got out. Charged, mulched that Malignant, the Blight Hauler guy. It did blow up, and it ended up taking another wound off the Exalted Champion. Killed 1 from that unit, 1 from here, and 1 of my Cultists. Over here, the 3 bikers, they did rapid fire into the Plague Caster. He was still left alive, so I charged him and punched him in the face with a powerfist. The Berserkers, they just killed all those Poxwalkers over there. The Heldrake, he did Flamer, and I did like 5 wounds to the Lord of Contagion. He failed all of his saves and just died, which allowed him to actually charge into the PBC because obviously all the Bloodletters came in on that side and charged into everything over here. We killed all the Poxwalkers, did 8 damage to the Daradio, did 3 damage to the Plague Burst Crawler. Biggest thing, I've wrapped the Daradio, and the PBC is basically shoved into that corner, really has nowhere to go. So yeah, at the end of that turn, I ended up getting 6 more Assassination, 4 more for Linebreaker, because I am definitely over there. And I've tore down both of Chris's banners. So on Nurgle's turn, we'll see what happens on Nurgle turn 3 and see where he starts killing a bunch of stuff with his big Rhino full of dudes. Okay, the end of the Death Guard's turn 3. So he went ahead, got out all the flail dudes and his single lord. Between shooting in close combat and then charging into the Bloodletters, he ended up killing another 20, basically all before. There you go. Do math. So there's 4 Bloodletters left over there, and then that was about it. Oh, he killed the last cultist hanging out back here. But at the beginning of the turn, I do hold 3 objectives to his 2. So end up getting another 15 points for the primary. So we will see what happens with Khorne's turn 4. All right, so the end of Khorne's turn 4. Basically, we charged in, killed the all the Plague Marines over here. I've lost another plague. I lost the Bloodmaster. He charged into his lord. He made all of his saves, and then I died in return. Beyond that's about it over there. I did move up the bikes. They didn't actually shoot anything, and that's about it. So talking to Chris, at this point, there's no way that he can actually win the game because he gets no points on turn 4. So we'll kind of talk out what would happen, just to because I don't know if Chris has ever actually had to talk out a game. So what would you do on your turn 4? So this is where you would just talk out, I'm going to move here, do this, do that.
Well, at this point, I don't have a whole lot of options. Like, I've got a couple of characters still in the Rhino.
Yep.
So I probably would move them up over here and see if I could take out his other Rhino.
So you would probably do the Foul Blight Spawn?
Yes.
So what we'll do, just to make it easy, so you would try to advance him too, right? So you would roll an advance dice to see how far he would get. So he got a 6. So he'll move 14 inches. So we'll just, where's your Foul Blight Spawn? Here, I got him.
Yeah.
So he'll just basically be like there. Do you want him just within 9 inches, or do you want to use the strat? I don't know.
If I have to.
Okay, so we'll move him. That way you don't have to use the strat. You can use Falgush if you want to. So he would do that. Obviously, Rhino would stay there. What would you do over there?
Probably would just... I don't have many options. Like now, I could use I still have 1 CP. I could fall back and still shoot with this guy. Like I could get out of combat.
You could.
Yeah, I can't do that with him because he's not a demon engine.
Right, but you could fall back. Well, then you wouldn't be able to shoot the.
Yeah, so I don't see the point in moving him. So I think he's probably just gonna.
So where would you shoot the PBC? That's the question.
So once I pull these guys out, then I could fire at the cultists here, or I could probably concentrate fire.
So you're not going to kill all the cultists with a single mortar.
Yeah.
So that doesn't matter. So this is where when you talk it out, you talk out what matters for the game. Okay. So you're not going to deny me the points over there.
That's the point. At this point in the game right now, it doesn't really matter what I'm going to do.
Well, it does. So where I would do it is, so if you're going to keep it in combat and flamer that to try to kill it, I would just say I'm going to flamer slugger here. You could pull it out and roll in 5, or you'd roll in 4s for the slugger, but it doesn't matter for the flamers, right?
Yeah.
So you do now have Arch Contaminator nearby, so now you get to reroll all wounds. So where you would do is, okay, I'm going to flamer here, because that's the only thing that matters.
Yeah.
So go ahead and roll out the flamers.
Oh.
Yep. So he gets 8 shots, and you're wounding me on 4s rerolling. Yep. Rerolling.
Yeah, I'm gonna need them. now it's done.
Another 4, so 6 total.
Yep.
Might be enough to kill me. 4 ups. We failed 3, so it's down to 3 wounds. So I guess roll the slugger to see if the slugger finishes me. Only 1 hit, so. And I'll just see if I made the save. I made the save. So he's down to 3. Alright, so what would you do with the Daradio? So I'm just going to say, because I doubt you're going to... He's just going to swing, right?
Yeah.
So I'll just kill the Bloodletters. So they're dead. Yeah, Bloodletters are dead. And so what would you do with the Daradio? Probably shoot the...
Shoot into combat.
Okay, so roll out what you would do. So he's hitting on 4s now. Yep. And rerolling 1s, so you do have a Chaos Lord now. Don't matter. Alright, so 4. Alright. 4 wounds, -1. I failed 1, so 1 Berserker dies. Just pull the one that somehow got knocked in the back.
And then...
Heavy bolter and missiles?
Yeah, missiles.
Yep.
So 2d3?
3d3.
3d3.
And you get a minimum of 3 shots. Oh, you gotta roll them.
Oh. I get 3d3 to roll for the... This is for the attacks, right?
Yes.
3d3,
yes.
Sorry.
So 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay.
Hitting on 4s, because you're in close combat. Rerolling 1s, though.
3.
Yeah, and 3's the wound. Another 3. They're -1, right? So 4 ups. Made them all.
Save them all. And then Heavy Vulture is 6.
Yep. Reroll the 1. And 3's to wound me. 2 more. Failed 1, so 1 more dies. Yep. 1 more Berserker. And then, so you had the foul. Were you going to use the Strat or anything? Foul Gush or?
Yeah, I'll do it for the additional dice.
So, yep.
So here's number X. Oh, wow.
3 one way or another. You do have 1 more CP if you wanted to reroll 1 3, but.
I will.
There you go, 6. All right. So now you're out of CP. And I was out of CP because I did use that for veterans.
So strength was.
You have to roll strength. Yep, 3d6. 10. Nice.
10. And then.
Wounding me on 3s, rerolling 1s.
Six attacks.
Yes, sir. And reroll the 1. Yeah, you got them all. And 6s. I failed 4. That's enough to kill it. Does it blow up? It does not. And then I have 7, 8 dudes inside. None fall out. So then they would all. So basically they'll just be like right there with the Chaos Lord. Let me see if I can actually put one. I can. So I can put 1 on the objective right there. And then 2, 2, 2, and then Chaos Lord in the back. Yeah. So you got another 2 points for that. All right. What else? Shot. So, combat, I would probably kill the Derridio.
Yeah.
All right, so Derridio is dead. Doesn't matter for points for me. Cool. So at the top of my...
You would score the 15.
I would score the 15. Yep, because I'm on the 3.
Yep.
Linebreaker. So I would fall out the Heldrake at this point because I don't want him to die. And then my bikes would just scooch over to get Linebreaker. Oh, I got the Cultists. Yeah, bikes will still scooch over to get Linebreaker. Yeah. So that would give me Linebreaker for the 5th turn. So the only thing that would really matter for me is killing characters. So these Berserkers would charge that Chaos Lord, and then these guys, because you don't have CP to Overwatch, would charge this guy.
I thought about that one after I...
Yeah. So do you want to say that you saved the 1 CP and Overwatch me?
No, that's fine.
Okay.
I didn't think about it.
Let me see if the Chaos Lord would have made it, though. Yeah, he would have made it. So, so do you want me to roll him out, see if I kill him, or?
Whatever you want to do. That's fine.
Okay. All right. So we'll come right back. So basically, we're just talking out. If I kill these characters, they're points for me. In which case, I'm pretty sure Chris would kill the Heldrake. It only has 4 wounds. So I'm just going to give him 3 there. So you get 3, bring it down. So yeah, let's not roll it out because I'm pretty sure the characters won't live through double fighting Berserkers. Yeah. So that's another 6 points for Assassinate for me. All right. And so you would get the Heldrake. No more points on your primary. And that's it. So let's go ahead and give a handshake, and then we'll talk about the game. Yeah. All right. So at the end of the game, yeah, I've missed 5 points. And that was because of scramblers. I took deployed scramblers. So as you guys saw, we were just basically talking out the last couple turns of the game, because usually when you're running low on time, especially at a tournament, you know, if you're playing round 2 or 3, you don't have the option to actually go into lunch. So you would want to sit here and be like, all right, so what would you do here? What matters for the game? Because you notice, you know, we didn't talk out anything that was unconsequential to him scoring points or me scoring points. And yeah, so basically, does he kill the Heldrake? Do I kill this? Do I kill that? And that's about it. So, Chris, first game on the channel. What'd you think, sir?
I really enjoyed it. Yeah, I learned a lot, and really liked seeing Khorne. I was really interested to see how that army would play. Really devastating up close. So made a few mistakes. James played away from my strongest units, which was really smart. So I'll have to rethink that. But all in all, really enjoyed it. Hope to get to do it again soon.
Of course, Chris. Of course, we'll have you back. Yeah, no, Chris did. I was helping him a lot, giving him suggestions and hits and tips. Because this is when somebody's trying to learn the competitive side of the game, like Chris. You know, he is a patron, so thank you, Chris. Yeah, basically, you want to help them out. You know, talk them through. Allow them to make mistakes, but don't allow them to make mistakes where it's like you glaringly did this really bad thing. I wasn't going to correct his Rhino placement because that was a lesson to say, hey, and we even talked about it where he was like, you know, what would you have done? And I was like, well, I would have probably placed that last because it was such a critical piece. I was waiting for you to place it. I wasn't as worried about the Daradio because, yeah, it'll maybe kill a Rhino a turn. PBCs, they're not great at popping transports, but they're great at killing cultists. But yeah, basically my main concern was that Rhino. And by circumventing that, it's what kept me in the game, I feel like. So... but no.
I will say that one of the hardest things for me right now, and it still is confusing, is just the little intricacies of placing models in combat.
Yep.
Pile-ins and all the strategy and I guess it'll be more tactics. I'm doing that. So
yeah.
I think that's probably going to be the more difficult thing to learn. The really good players they can do these little tricks to.
Yeah. Yeah, like how I had wrapped around, because I had to base all my Bloodletters due to the no coherency rules. Yes, you can do triangles, but I made a giant like web around all of his models over there. But no, great game, Chris.
Yeah.
Did I give you a handshake? We'll get another handshake. We'll sterilize off camera. And yeah, thanks again for watching, and blood for the blood god. So I hope you guys enjoyed this battle report. It was a lot of fun to actually get the forces of Khorne on the field. Those who know me know that Khorne is near and dear to my heart. Literally, I love anything Chaos. Slaanesh? No Slaanesh. I will play Slaanesh, but they are definitely my least favorite of the gods, of our four gods. But I will say that Mono-Khorne was a lot of fun. If you like to roll just buckets of dice, it's like playing orcs, basically. Then World Eaters and Khorne are definitely your bag right there. I will say that Khorne definitely lacks the flexibility of Nurgle or Tzeentch and even Slaanesh. Khorne is probably, I would say arguably they're very strong, but they have problems getting there. If you guys have listened to my Tacticas. And so Rhinos, things like Bikers, Deep Striking and Bloodletters, even reserving stuff from the side of the field, Terminators, so on and so forth. You just need ways to get the World Eaters there. When they get there, they will impress you with the amount of damage that they do. I do thank Brandon for being on the channel. I know Brandon, he is a newer player so he's been playing for a long time. And he is normally a narrative style player, but he said this is basically his first or second or third game with this army. And so he plays it because he enjoys it, and I 100% agree. So I'm glad that we could have a Tzeentch versus Khorne game. Now, as for the list overall, how it performed admirably. The biggest thing I realized was, Berserkers are still Berserkers, and until they get the second wound, they are still incredibly fragile. I lost all those Berserkers, only killing one unit of Rubric Marines. So, I mean, it is what it is. But those Bikers, man, those Bikers are what held me in that game, 100%. Brandon did very well in picking out his targets and killing them. I didn't expect him to spend the CP to reroll all of his hits for his knight on Overwatch, and he did that, so happens. He went ahead and wrecked that Berserker unit before he even made it there. And then all the characters for World Eaters, they just completely wrecked things. So, but yeah, no, it was still a good game. I really enjoyed how the Bloodletters ran. I really enjoyed how the Khorne list ran. It's just, it is the threat saturation style list. But yet again, I did realize, and part of why I built in the two Cultist squads is that I don't have anything that really holds the field. He did remove he did well trying to remove those Cultists on turn 2. And, he almost got there. I had one Cultist left, had to use that CP to save him. But, Yeah, no, he did really, really well at picking out those cultists because he was trying to deny me that objective, and I had no way to really respond to that. I wasn't going to send 30 bloodletters at five terminators, and eventually he did kill them. But yeah, I really had nothing to hold the field except for the Rhinos. Once the Rhinos unloaded their cargo, they basically were relegated to we're going to hang out on these objectives and let the bloodletters go do what bloodletters do. So how this army would function against like a hyper competitive list, let's say like Salamanders or Admech, something like that. I think it would do well against something like Admech, depending on how many Cerebus Raiders they're using. Cerebus Raiders are just annoying, and yeah, you would charge those Bloodletters or the Berserkers in, and then they would just run away from you. I get that they would only get to use it because I believe it's a stratagem. So yet again, it just depends on how many they're using. And then your Khorne Berserkers are just hanging out in the wind. So I think it would really be like you'd have to leverage your Heldrakes very well to do that. And then probably utilize bikers and stuff like that to shield or get those early charges in, or just kind of muck up their lines. Bikers are very, very good, especially as I would say World Eaters and Emperor's Children. I really like bikers. Even Night Lords, I really like bikers and Night Lords. Because like Night Lords, you can still lock stuff down with the you can't run away stratagem and stuff like that. And this is the first time I'm using the bikers. I'm using the bikers in lieu of what I used to use, which were warp talons. And I've heard good things about raptors, but I don't actually have any raptors. So, but I will say warp talons as world eaters, especially with the improvements to lightning claws, are very, very good. Yet again, they have an issue getting there. So even with the reroll charges off the deep strike, and yeah, you get to deny Overwatch, but a 9-inch charge with a reroll is still pretty unlikely, and it's still a lot of points. So for the same points for the Warp Talon squad, I could basically do the Biker squad, which is kind of what I ended up doing. At the same point, the Bikers do provide a lot of anti-infantry firepower, which is something that I feel like as a World Eater player you kind of want, because the Berserkers are going to eliminate whatever the hell they touch. So you have no problem against hard targets, soft targets, whatever targets. But you don't want to sacrifice that Berserkers to kill like some cultists or guardsmen or whatever ends up mucking up your way, right? So bikers are really good at that. They just move up, remove those screens, remove those objective holding units, and then they can kill 2 different units at once because they get 4 attacks apiece with the chainswords, and then you have 4 powerfist attacks from the sergeant. Ends up doing a lot of damage, right? So that's 4 times 9 attacks hitting on 3s, and then if you're swinging into Space Marines or whatever, you're pretty good chance you're gonna actually cripple a intercessor squad. I mean, they went in and almost killed a whole rubric squad by themselves, so which is pretty cool. Really enjoy the bikers, and I will definitely sing their praises. And Heldrakes, they don't do damage, they just annoy things, and that's why they're in this list, is just to annoy things. But yeah, I'm really enjoying this. As far as Brandon's list, definitely not the most optimized Thousand Suns. He'll be the first one to tell you. He kind of goes all in on the upgrades. He did 2 Warp Flamers and a Soul Reaper cannon in every squad. And then obviously the Scarab Cult Terminators are incredibly expensive. He loads them out how you would, the double missile launchers with 2 Soul Reaper cannons. That's how I like to run them. But he splits them in half and does 2 squads with the Sorcerer because he likes to do the MSU style, which is still good. I do like Scarab Cults. They definitely will be very, very good when they get that 3rd wound. Something that I feel like they desperately need. But yeah, I enjoyed the game, Brandon. I look forward to getting our next one in. And that knight did quite a bit of damage in that game. He killed a Berserker unit, a Rhino, and a Heldrake, or 2 Heldrakes. Almost 2 Heldrakes. He almost punched the second one out of the sky. But yeah, it was a lot of fun, and I do look forward to our next game. And so hopefully you guys enjoyed this one, and look forward to more Khorne battle reports because, well, I'm filming another one. So stay safe, everybody, and I'll see you guys in the next battle report here at Heretic Wargaming.